di sini pagi ini mempromot buku Killing Cancer Not People oleh authornya Bob Wright, dan kita berdua dan John ada bersama kita pada pagi ini untuk berkongsi sedikit banyak mengenai buku dan harap memberi peluang pada John. So John, please welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all of you. Hi. Okay, I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak to you all today on our message from American Anti-Cancer Institute. But before I start, allow me to just briefly introduce myself. I'm actually from Sabah. I born in Sandakan. So I lived overseas for over 30 years, as I said. Then I relocated back in 2011, bring my wife June from Hong Kong back to retired, okay, so-called retired. So also I'm glad Raymond's son got me out of retirement. And also my wife today not here because she was invited to speak in Hong Kong, and starting in Hong Kong and China. So she asked to talk in English also. So I'm just here with my team from Sabah here. So in short, let's share with you now how I begin my journey being an American Anti-Cancer Ambassador. It's all from this book. This book is amazing book. Because I read chapter 6, and then all of you know chapter 6, right? Chapter 6 is about allergic ST501, right? And also because of this book I read, to be honest, I've been reading only chapter 6, I never read the rest of the book, you know. But I market this book, I become, all of you are together as a team. Just this chapter 6, right? Thereafter I learned from chapter 6, I end up saving my brother's life of colon cancer. And also my uncle's life of heart failure. So that triggered me off to promote this book and also Kingdom Water. Because I feel that if I can save 2 lives, supposed to die, end up living now. And also my uncle heart failure is giving about 1 month to live. And then end up today, 4th year, drinking Kingdom Water and still alive and very, very healthy. Including my brother in Hong Kong, suffer from undetected silent colon cancer. End up drinking the water and save his life. So that's lead me to become active. I say, if you can save so many lives, I'm sure I can save many, right? And then I say, I better come out and do this. It's something really special. And this is the book that I will share with you now. And I become American Anti-Cancer because I sell Kangen based on this book. I promote an independent view in chapter 6 to be able to say more positively and people will believe. And American Anti-Cancer have been 25 years analyzing how to fight against cancer with various natural means of healing in this book. And then also, just allow me to introduce Bob Wright. Later on you see him speak, okay? And it's a non-profit organization. Non-profit organization, as you have read in chapter 6. He doesn't receive any commission or remuneration from a magic company. He did it just solely, he knew that the word will work in this book, right? And it's a non-profit organization, so the organization actually survived based on you guys' support to buy this book. Okay, hopefully you can buy a copy and you see his message very clear afterward, right? What he said. A lot of video for you to watch.
hurting more and more every day from the loss of loved ones to cancer. And there seems to be no answers in traditional medicine. I'm Bob Wright, Director of the American Anti-Cancer Institute, and I too have suffered the loss of both my parents to this dreaded disease. I don't have cancer, but I'm sick of one thing, and that's conventional methods of treatment that don't cure cancer, and in many cases seem to actually prolong the suffering. Trillions of dollars are spent on this so-called war on cancer, yet hundreds of thousands die every year, and few are healed. And that's why I've written Killing Cancer, Not People, a new book that finally reveals to cancer sufferers what they can do to heal this ruthless disease. Killing Cancer, Not People details exactly what I would do if I was diagnosed with this deadly plague. It is packed with years of extensive research I have compiled from the real truth about cancer. What actually works, what doesn't, and why. This is information that doctors simply cannot know, and pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. Let me be clear, I am not a doctor, nor do I play one of TV. I don't diagnose, treat, or instruct cancer patients on what to do. Instead, I simply inform them of exactly what I would do if I had cancer. And this is what has already worked for tens of thousands of cancer patients, many who were sent home to die after traditional treatments had failed them. There's no smoke and mirrors here, no incentives from big drug companies, just tried and proven protocols that really work. Killing Cancer, Not People, is cancer's new and true healing guide. Remember, statistics show nearly half of us are going to get cancer. We can read this book now, and we will in the future. Many of us have friends or relatives who can use it this very day. The information in this book may save their lives. And most important, it will save yours. Don't wait. Cancer doesn't.
Thank you. So you can see that is a red color book, the second edition. So this is the third edition, have been added another chapter 7, which is mentioned about the world best supplement. Later I'll go through with you. It's because of this with chapter 6 and 7, and it did many healing even in Sabah. Later I will show you the latest 4 cases how cancer is healed and also other degenerative disease. And the most important is that I'm Southeast Asia ambassador for here. So most people want to get this book, get it through me because it's cheaper. Alternatively, you can buy direct from the website. It costs you more. One book about 145. So I'm selling it 100 ringgit. This helping the non-profit organization. Hopefully you can continue to do that because this book has blessed so many of us Kangen members to be here today. So we want to keep the organization going because last July, if you read on the right report, it mentioned that the organization nearly closed down. Why? Because no funding coming in. So the funding all purely rely on this book because he wrote it so he can reach as many people as possible to fight against cancer. And the next thing you can see this, next slide, and this book also mentioned all the statistics have proven that chemotherapy and other therapy really cannot work. That's why he said that. Less than 3% in Australia and US people go through chemotherapy. Sure, finish. This is what the result is. That means 90% likely will be going wherever you're going. So it's the statistic is just too poor, it's appalling. And let me share with you on one of these Dr. Ken Warner, he's an oncologist, and he mentioned this. Chemotherapy is incredible lucrative business for doctor, hospital, and pharmaceutical company. And even these doctors who know there is alternative, their hand is tight, they cannot recommend. They have to recommend only this 3. So you can imagine. So the next video, you see the whole story about this, what he said. And before I play the video, I show you this complex wording. Anybody can read this? Wow. All my life I study English, I can't really pronounce it properly, right? Easy to call DDT, right? But so complicated word. Hey, imagine that word is putting in your body, what is that? hey, it's a colorless insecticide, you kill cockroaches, you spray, and after a few seconds, it turns upside down, you know, and you put that into your blood. If you know that, would you put that poison into your blood? Right? Likely you kill a lot of your good cells as well, besides all the cancer cells, right? So that's for chemotherapy. Let's see some statistic proof on this video. The truth about cancer.
"20,000 people die of cancer every day. This translates to 8 million deaths every year, 500,000 of which are Americans. At the beginning of the last century, 1 person out of 20 would get cancer. In the 1940s, it was 1 out of every 16 people. In the 1970s, 1 person out of 10. Today, 1 person out of 3 gets cancer in the course of their life. Over 1 million Americans are diagnosed with a new cancer every year. All these people suddenly plunge into a dark tunnel that will dramatically change their life for many years to come. Faced with an apparently endless chain of medical tests, examinations, second opinions, medications, new tests, surgical operations, support therapies, and follow-up checks, they find themselves at the complete mercy of the disease. While in that tunnel, each patient feeds an immense medical apparatus that employs hundreds of thousands of people and generates millions and millions of dollars for the medical and pharmaceutical industries. From research laboratories to medical schools, from prevention clinics to worldwide drug sales. Today, the cancer medical apparatus is so large and expensive that it needs its patients in order to survive, just as much as the patients need the apparatus.
Cancer is a big business, one of the biggest businesses. The typical cancer patient spends at least $50,000 to treat his or her disease. With 1 million new American cancer patients every year, that translates to $50 billion annually spent on cancer treatment in the United States.
Thank you. Can I switch your attention to switch the screen to this side now? So if you can move your chair the other way because, you know, sing it, right? So the management arranged a better viewing on the right-hand side. Now you can see just now, right, the truth about this lucrative business for all the pharmaceutical company and hospital, right? That means, bearing in mind, my friend, half of here going to die of cancer. Statistic will not lie, okay? Half of us going to face that nightmare of cancer. So today I'm going to share with you what is cancer, where it comes from, and how to prevent it from coming. So do you like it? Yeah? Right, that's most important, right? How to prevent it from coming. Right, let's see the next one, now let's understand what is cancer first, so that we know how to prevent. Thank you.
1 out of every 2 men and 1 out of every 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer. But despite those huge numbers, most individuals don't know what that really means.
At the simplest level, cancer or cancer cells are cells that have lost the ability to follow the normal control that the body exerts on all cells. In our body, we have billions and billions of cells, and they have different functions. It's a very complicated process under incredibly phenomenal control. And if something goes wrong and that control is lost, then particular cells escape the normal control mechanisms, and they continue to grow, and they may spread. That's what we call cancer.
Those cells together, we would call that a tumor. Specifically, cancer is a malignant tumor, and we call it malignant because not only can it invade into adjacent organs, but unfortunately, cancer can spread to other tissues, and that can be life-threatening.
Cancer can actually occur anywhere in the body because there are cells everywhere in the body. In women, one of the most common cancers, of course, is breast cancer, and in men, prostate cancer. And in both men and women, lung cancer and colon cancer are common cancers.
It's important to understand that the cancer that occurs in one individual is very different than cancer that occurs in another, just like those individuals are different. So a lung tumor in one person would be very different from a lung tumor in another person.
Once the diagnosis of cancer is made, of course, the next obvious question is, what do you do? There are several things that are really relevant. The stage of the cancer, which is information about where is the cancer. You say it's a particular kind of cancer. How much cancer is present? Has it spread? Is it in lymph nodes? Has it spread to other organs of the body? Cancer treatment actually is very complex. And part of the reason is because cancer is this constellation of over 200 different diseases. They have common characteristics, but they're all very different from each other. In addition to that, the cancer itself is not homogeneous. There may be 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different slight variations in the cancer cells that are there. People ask, why? Why does my cancer not go away? It shrunk by 70%. What's wrong with the other 30%? Well, it's probably a different subtype of that cancer, which is going to require a different kind of treatment.
There are 3 primary therapies for cancer: surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. Surgery works by directly removing the tumor. The radiation therapy provides X-rays to kill individual cells, and chemotherapy provides chemicals that can kill those individual cells, but they have side effects.
So now you understand what is cancer. Right. I'll share with you on this particular slide on Dr. Harish Wambert. As most of you read that before, right? Winner of this Nobel Prize in 1923. He said the metabolism of tumor or cancer is from 2 conditions, you know. One of them is acidosis, and the other one is hypoxia, lack of oxygen. So either these 2, you're going to get cancer. Cancerous tissue are acidic and healthy tissue are alkaline. So if your cell deprive less than 35% of oxygen, and I think you know it, people who got cancer, suddenly just cancer just explode and you die within month or within day, and that is a fact. And this is a finding that is back in 1923. And also, Harish Wambert in 1931 also said cancerous tissue are acidic, whereas healthy tissue are alkaline, right? So water are split into H plus and OH minus. If there's an excess of H plus, it's acidic. If excess of OH minus, that is alkaline. So you need to be in alkaline tissue, your body, in order to fight against cancer. And this is confirmation, medically proven. And also, you also know, right, when the baby is born, surrounded by alkaline water in the mom's womb, right, so that it can be well, cannot be surrounded acidic, likely to be rotten away. So, because after the baby is born, then we are feeding with acidic food from the environment, breathing air, everything, right? We are rotting from inside, since the baby born until today. So this is why our body is over acidic. If you're overly acidic on the left hand side, 1 to 7, 1 to 6 is acidic, is unhealthy. That's what we are now. And from 8 to 14 alkaline, you're healthy, right? Now, so ASCI, what are you not supposed to do? But we do exactly the opposite, right? But you agree? 80% of the food we are eating all this is all acidic food, right? Am I right? That's what we are doing. It should be the other way around, but 80% are all this acidic food. And because of this acidity, it causes to all this nightmare, and including cancer. Degenerative disease is a root cause to all this problem. Name it, it's all common. It's due to acidic waste. Therefore, me including, we are walking time bomb. Walking time bomb with acidic tissue. If you're not getting rid of your tissue, it's just clicking away until your immunity system cannot cope with it. That's where cancer comes. So when you have some simple headache or just gout or maybe even diabetes and all this, high blood pressure, it's part of the degenerative disease of your body tissue. So you need to get rid of the acidosis in your body in order to prevent the disease from coming. So let me give you some latest confirmation on this plane.
A doctor who won the Nobel Peace Prize reveals a pH alkaline miracle that can help de-age and energize your body no matter what your current health or age. by ending acid overload and bad body chemistry. Just as acid rain kills forests, acid overload ruins your health. To be healthy, young, and vigorous, you must detoxify your body cells of acid overload by boosting your alkaline level. Doctors confirm it.
See, you can watch more of this by keying the Kangen water used in hospital. The whole documentary, medical proof now. That's back in 1931, right? It's then, but still now. That's how the cancer become 50% of us will eventually end up with cancer crisis. Right, and American Anti-Cancer said what you supposed to do to prevent all this. Okay? In chapter 4 of the American Anti-Cancer, please read it so that you'll be able to refer other people to read it to prevent cancer. And this one they mentioned about oxygen rich and alkaline. Remember Robert was saying that? Acidosis, alkaline, opposite, right? Lack of oxygen, you need oxygen food. And all this you can get. In the book have 22 tips, diet tips, go into very detail. But I mentioned a few for you. Eat 80% of raw food. Raw food doesn't mean raw beef, raw sashimi, you know. Okay, raw fruit and vegetable. 80% of it is supposed to do that. Right, 20% meat. They say eat no meat. This is for cancer patient, my friend. Whoever have a cancer patient, read the book. You cannot eat meat. This is called animal protein. Feed cancer. Right. And also don't wash your fruit and vegetable in chlorinated water. We do exactly the opposite, right? We do that. We wash it. All the veggie, taking shower with chlorine. There's a chapter on chlorine, you know. When you take shower very nice and warm, right? You know, you're breathing in from the nose. You got thousands and thousands of blood artery, taking in all the chlorine directly to your bloodstream, you know. That's how the root cause to cancer also chlorinated water. And no sugar of any kind, anytime, not even raw honey. Glucose feed cancer. See? And also the book go on and say, no salt, no fat. So see any cancer patient, make sure ask them no salt, no fat. Prevent cancer. Right, so this is one of the Shania lists for the 10 food to avoid as well, you mentioned. So in the one of the book, because we have many Shania books, you know, we are true believer of Dr. Shania approach also. So this is one of those quite similar that you're supposed not to take. They actually get into your intestine and very unhealthy GI tract, your intestinal tract, very bad. Right, and also in the book also, in this chapter called the Blood Protocol. Very simple, I read to you because it didn't come out very well on the slide. Oxygen and alkaline rich diet in this book, chapter 4, in page 118 or something. And all you need to do is go to the supermarket and buy organic cottage cheese and mix it with flax oil and just mix it and leave it stand for 10 minutes. Then they have biological reaction and come out, right? It can actually cure all type of cancer. You only need to take 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup at night, empty stomach. A scientific proven simple method to fight cancer. So you can imagine how the traditional medicine can make money with such a simple protocol, right? And this is so you can eat with some apple paste to make it easier to eat for those people who don't like to have cheese, right? No more detail. Now I share with you the next modern nightmare. What is free radical? Free radical is one of the major cause of cancer. You can play the video now.
We are exposed to a variety of environmental stresses that affect our health. That exposure increases the number of free radicals in our bodies. Free radicals are molecules with an unpaired electron in search of another electron. They roam freely in our bodies, seeking out and destroying our healthy cells. Left unchecked, high free radical levels have been linked to a number of diseases, including diabetes, coronary heart disease, and cancer. Much like high cholesterol, they are a warning sign of trouble down the road. While a certain amount of free radical activity in our bodies is normal, a variety of factors can lead to unsafe levels. An unhealthy diet, smoking, stress, injury, toxins, and pollutants in our air and water. In reality, The culprit is us. Fortunately, there are ways to defend our bodies against the harmful effects of free radicals. Antioxidants help our body fight back and repair itself from the inside out. They give free radicals the electron they're looking for, stabilizing them before they damage our cells. Increasing your antioxidant consumption on a daily basis has been shown to lower free radical levels and promote better health.
Okay, now I refer you to one of these articles, what really causes heart disease, by this heart surgeon called Rondell. And Del Rondell, he's a heart surgeon, operated 5,000 heart. This you can get from the article, get it from a person. I urge every one of you to read this. And he mentioned the root cause to all this heart disease. He operated 5,000 heart. All the 5,000 heart have uniform same problem. Inflammation of the blood artery wall. Every one of them, he operated, right? That means another one, oxidation caused by free radical. When your blood artery is oxidized, he said what really causes heart disease, not the cholesterol. You take cholesterol pill, all this, right? But before that, how cholesterol sits to your blood artery when it's injured, inflammation. What you eat, what you take, and also oxidation. That means like you have a brush, you brush your hand for every day, once 365 days, you go bruise or maybe red, right? That's inflammation, oxidized. So when it's oxidized, good cholesterol and bad cholesterol supposed to go through the blood artery, but it sticks to the wall. That's where plaques is accumulated and blocked and cause heart disease. And this is one of the major problems. In the article, he also mentioned about cooking oil. Corn oil, sunflower oil, all this oil you cannot eat. Because they have this omega-6, help to prolong the shelf life so they can make profit. But when you take it every day, that's when you're rubbing it every day, you are injury to your blood artery wall. You need to offset this by taking antioxidant. That's how I'm going to give you a remedy later. So American Anti-Cancer, I recommend top product recommendation in the website, also in the book. We mentioned on this list of 10. I'll be talking about 1, 2 only. If I talk until 10, you cannot go home here already. Right? So better to buy the book and read the book, okay? Now I share with you the first one. It's called the alkaline ionized water, Kangen water. And the second one is the world best supplement, Relief. That's in March, the new publication on 3rd edition through this thorough research and analysis. He came up with another chapter, ranked Kangen water one whole chapter, and chapter 7 on Relief supplement. I will share with you on his vision. What do you do after you diagnose cancer?
Someone comes to you that has cancer, and we get this question a lot. If I get the diagnosis of cancer, what are some of the first things that I should do, in kind of in a generic sense, because everybody's different. But what do you recommend? What are the first couple of things that this person should do?
Some of the first things are things you should actually stop doing, because you need to stop that cancer in your tracks. Doctors are fascinated with tumors. Got to get that tumor out of there. Tumor's not the problem. It is to a degree, but if that tumor never grew anymore, if it stayed the way it was, and he said, well, I feel pretty much okay, doc, I'm not in a lot of pain. If it never grew anymore, if it never changed, you could live with it. Mm-hmm. That's where people get scared, and their doctors say, oh, we got to get that out of there. Well, you don't really. You need to stop it from growing is what you need to do.
And not only you got to get it out, but you got to do it now.
Yes.
And that's what scares people.
Yeah, and I think, it's been going for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Why do I have to get it out now? And the fact is that in almost all cases, unless it's life-threatening, pressing against a blood vessel, blocking a blood vessel, blocking an airway or something, in almost all instances, you simply do not have to get it out now. People who do nothing live as long or longer than those who go through the big three. It's proven in studies. But I would stop a lot of activities because most people, like I said, are acidified. You got to stop cooking your food to death because there's nothing in cooked food that really does you much good at all. And you need, if you are cooking any food, you need to get rid of the aluminum pans and the things that transfer the carcinogens. You need to stop the lotions and potions on your body. You need to stop eating the things that are acidic. So you need to stop eating out. You need to start producing your own food, eating organic food whenever possible, drinking the right fluids and waters. You need the juice. And you need to start seeking out supplements that will help you reverse this cancer and will help feed your body. if you're diagnosed with a stage 3 or stage 4 cancer, which many are, that's a serious situation. And diet alone may not be able to reverse that. You cannot eat 5 pounds of cabbage, 5 pounds of broccoli, 5 pounds of spinach, 5 pounds of Brussels sprouts a day, and 5 pounds of carrots. You just simply cannot do that. But in fact, you probably need the nutrition from that much organic produce each day to help stop and revert that cancer. So you need to go to the supplements. There's some real game changers out there now. And again, I don't sell any products. And so when we make a recommendation, it's only because it's in the best interest of the cancer patient. We've researched it and believe it's good. But there are some very good game changers out there, like Relive products. I'll tell you, I can't tell you the number of cancer patients I've talked to whose cancers have been reversed because of what they put in their body. And a lot of them have used these Relive products. They won't tell you that it cured their cancer, and I won't either. It would be irresponsible. But I'll tell you, that's what they changed in their lives. Along with, in some cases, the ionized water has reverted so many cancers.
See what you say? But this video, in effect, have about 7 minutes, 8 minutes length. You can get it from our chin cell phone, the video. Watch it, my friend. What can heal also can prevent. What prevent can also heal. Right, so I share with you the top 2. First one, in the top number 2, I recommended by American Anti-Cancer is a Relief product, the Now. The Now is a total nutrient. I share with you, total nutrient. Our body, you take nutrient, you don't know what is short of. So your body, in order for your immunity to perform, you need the total supplement that is nutrient enough for you to fight against all type of disease or prevent, right? And this Relief Now is soya based, and you can do just that to compromise on what you don't have. And this is the chap, actually the doctor, benefit of Lunacin. He invented this Lunacin, this supplement from soya peptide, and it can good for cholesterol management, inflammation reduction, antioxidant benefit, improve immunity, overall cellular health. And 50 over-published studies, scientific, documented, proven. Also in the book you must read. Together, later on in the chapter 7 mentioned, mykangen water and Relief is potent, been very, very effective and for healing. Later I share with you how 4 cases in KK, I use both of these products according to Bob's recommendation work. Right, you can see this is what you call, he invented called epigenetic. Epigenetic is biological resulting from external rather than genetic influence like your DNA from your mom and dad. Now I play you a very interesting video and to explain what is genetic, epigenetic.
This is the story of you. Who you are started with DNA inherited from your mom and dad. Your DNA makes up your genome, the genetic blueprint that makes you, you. Turns out, there's a higher level of complexity called the epigenome. Here's how it works. As you go through life making choices, your epigenome adds genetic tags to your DNA. These tags act like a dimmer for lights, controlling which genes are used, when they are used, and how much they are used. Good lifestyle choices turn healthy genes on and unhealthy genes off. While bad choices do just the opposite. With misplaced epigenetic tags leading to serious health problems. Think of it this way. Who you are is written in both pen and pencil. Things written in pen you can't change. That's DNA. But things written in pencil, you can. That's epigenetics. So what if there was a simple, proven way to turn good genes on and bad genes off? And improve upon the genetic code your parents left to become your best possible you. And you can pass on this healthy epigenetics to your kids. Listen, the epigenetic superfood.
is the first body gene identified to affect gene expression through an epigenetic mechanism of action. Now, this can come in, it can actually bind to the histones, and when it does that, it allows the cellular machinery to recognize that it's on the gene. It has been shown to have numerous health benefits that includes immune response, some antioxidant effects, inflammation, and general cellular health. Lunar-Rich maximizes the amount of bioactive inosine found in living products. You can't control the DNA you have, but you can control the genes through lifestyle choices.
With Lunasin, you can take your health to a whole new level.
So basically, it's about your gene. Lunasin can switch on good gene and switch off bad gene. Similarly, for cancer, you can switch off cancer cell and switch on good cell. And that's how powerful it is. And I met one chap, a relative of Raymond's son, and last month when I went to Singapore, and his relative was suffer from cancer. And he was talking to me regarding, there's a new discovery on this medicine by the hospital. He said, this medicine can switch off bad cancer cell and switch on good cell. Then I told him, he listened to my talk, he didn't even listen to this, He's not paying attention. But some people just believe in Western medicine rather than natural healing medicine. And I relief, spend study and read, spend over 2 million just to patent it. So relief is the only one had this. So learn more, read chapter 7. And how Kangen water and relief work together and create a potency to be effective, heal your body. Right, now let's talk about preventive cancer become more alkaline. Number one.
If our body is acidic, to turn that around and get, our body back to a more healthful state.
Well, the best way used to be the diet that we ate. The few people that are actually alkaline today are probably vegans, because vegetables, especially organic vegetables with all the nutrients still in them, a lot of our vegetables don't have all the nutrients anymore, are very, very alkaline. Fruits, by and large, some aren't, but most are alkaline as well. And there are many other foods that are either neutral or alkaline. And it's just a matter of going forward, and we promote the cancer diet as well, and finding those things that are alkaline and help make your body alkaline. So diet used to be the #1 way to do it. It's not anymore. Although cancer patients must have an alkaline diet. The second thing, and the most important thing now, is, in my opinion, because of the study that I've done and the cancer patients that I've talked to, is ionized water. Ionized water, most people don't know about it, and I didn't know about it. When I went out to research and find out what cancer patients can drink, almost everything you buy today is acid. You can't go to a store and buy anything hardly that's not acid as far as drinks are concerned. You can drink Gatorade and Coca-Cola. Pop is 2.5 pH. That's slightly above stomach acid. Why would you drink that? And so I went about studying water. And unfortunately, most of the water, bottled water, whatever, is acidic water. Your bottled water was bottled from 1 year to 3 years ago by the time you get it. It's been sitting in a plastic bottle. How good is that for you? Tap water is neutral largely, and sometimes a little bit alkaline because they have to make it that way. So they put lye in it, and they put other things in your tap water to bring it up so that it is neutral or alkaline. You want to drink that water with fluoride and chlorine and arsenic and everything else that's in it? So I went around and started looking at the companies that made ionizing equipment. They're little machines that sit on your counter. They split the water molecule into acid and alkaline. That's the short version. And they produce acid water, which goes down the drain, and alkaline water, which you drink. But the alkalinity is very important, but it also restructures the water to make it low microclustered so it gets into your cells very easily. And it reshapes it into a hexagonal form like the shapes of your cells. So I can drink 16 ounces of water, and in a minute or two I can be jumping on a trampoline, and it's already left my stomach. That's hydration. But it brings the most important thing into your cells, and that's the OH minus, that split water molecule full of free radical scavengers, that billions per glass that start scavenging the free radicals in your body, antioxidants. Most important thing, and everyone needs that. Everyone does. So I recommend a specific machine and company because I studied them all, and this is by far the best one that I have ever seen. You only buy one in your life. It always produces the water that you need. The 2.5 to kill all pathogens, including MRSA and E. coli. You don't drink it. The 11.5 that washes all your produce and washes all the pesticides and herbicides off. And then the 8.5 to 9.5, which you drink. And I'll tell you, it does miracles for people. I don't tell people it heals cancer or anything else. Your immune system heals your cancer, but you've got to treat it right. And when you do, with this right diet, with this ionized water and supplements as well, then surprisingly you become healthy again.
Okay, you can see you mentioned about the 11.5 clean vegetable and you produce, right? It has been 40 years until today. 11.5 always have been using cleansing or emulsify oil and cleansing produce. May I have a show of hand? How many people own Kangen machine? Put a hand up. Kangen machine, come on, put a hand up. Okay, good, thank you. Now down. How many of you put a hand up during 11.5? Wow, I'm pleased. I'm really overwhelmingly pleased. 11.5 is proven discovered by American Anti-Cancer. Later on, I'll share with you the testimony of drinking 11.5. How to prevent and heal cancer with 11.5. I can tell you in the market, only Kangen water can do that. Okay? Good. And also scientific proven as well, electrolyzed water published in the American Anti-Cancer website. It's more like independent World Wide Web. You can refer people to read it rather than you give it to them, then they may have doubt you make it up or whatever. So all these are proven clinical study and research on our water electrolysis. Later I'll show you some video as well. And on the book Confession of a Skeptical Physician, also documented in the book, also have all the research paper done on reduced water. I think you know it about the adult preventive adult disease, also documented and clinical tested on this water. And also in the book chapter 7, chapter 6, the old book on new edition 10, we're talking about ST501, why gold seal what, and why Rolls Royce of most water ionizer. It mentioned about 3 properties, how it can perform. And this is a book refer. That's how I do so well and sell so well Kangen in Sabah, and urge everyone to read chapter 6 or buy this book. Okay. Now also they have a Gold Seal Award in American USA, the WQS Certified Award, Gold Seal Award, endorsed ST501. And this, anybody familiar with this, right? Who's there? Bill Gates, right? See Bill Gates? He's at the Energy International Conference. His house owns 46 units of Kangen machine. I think you have the fruit of success on the book, right? And quickly go on. Hey, who is it? Obama, Queen and Pop. And the doctor on the left on the top, he's a doctor. I recommend them to drink Kangen water. My friend, you know Energy is a direct sale company, cannot advertise, right? Cannot advertise. If you advertise at Bill Gates, you know how many millions Energy have to pay? Hey, all these people do it for charity. Out of good heart, that drinking Kangen water work. So they don't get paid for any advertising fee or TV exposure whatsoever. That's why I say to you, leverage on them. Those famous people and Hollywood star and all this, whoever use all this product. And also latest discovery in this book also, he had been spent 30 years studying about cancer strike in acidic anaerobic without oxygen, mentioned by Otto Warburg back in 1931. But that's latest. It's about your immunity. Your immunity will weaken, right? Because lack of oxygen and acidosis body. And this is the latest finding here. Back in 1931 is same. Now still the same problem. But the increment of the cancer rate you can see to 50% now of the world population. So American Anti-Cancer say what prevent also heal, what heal can also prevent. That's why I say to you, my friend, a lot of people have a misconception, drinking Kangen water only for sick people. Oh, not true. Tell them this. It's an immunity health. We clean out the acidosis, get out all the toxin, give you a lot more oxygen, and then share with you later on one of these particular video. And also another thing I come up with American Anti-Cancer that look, which is not part of the top 10, liver detoxification and colon cleansing, right? I think you read the 13th protocol regarding the colon cleansing using 9.5 and 11.5, okay? Share with people around you. Otherwise, you don't share, you lose out. Why? Based on my experience and my encounter with people who already bought machine, over 1 year, 2 years, do not know about the 13th protocol, that it can provide colon cleansing, they end up buying another machine from another member. I told you I'm meeting so many of them. So I said, my service agent never tell me that. Why? But you told me all this so detail. Please get me another unit. See, you lose sale. Go back to your customer and tell him about liver detoxification and colon cleansing. Okay, colon cleansing and Gerson therapy, I have implemented this with American Anti-Cancer, the third protocol. First one, kangaroo water, second one, relief, and the third one is coffee enema, and also colon cleansing for healing cancer and also for preventive of diseases. This is Gerson therapy. Let you play and watch this.
We have the precedent set by Dr. Max Gerson back in the 1930s and 40s, who showed that vitamins and especially large quantities of fresh vegetable juices and organic foods would help to reverse cancer. And Gerson had about a 50% cure rate with terminally ill patients. That's extremely high. With malignant melanoma, the Gerson therapy is spectacular. That in itself is enough reason for every physician to learn about the Gerson therapy, but they don't. Medical school does not talk about these alternatives.
Normal human body has powerful defenses to the point where cancer is impossible. The human body has such powerful defenses that a normal healthy body cannot, will not develop cancer or any other chronic disease for that matter. Not only that, but with a good, healthy, normal, rich, organic food, you can reverse these diseases, and that's what we do.
Because I mentioned coffee enema here, which led me to study about the Gerson therapy, and I implemented it for my cancer patient in KK. Plus myself, I have been using this Gerson therapy. I have high blood pressure for 20 years, taking pill every day. And for the past 10 months, I've been doing coffee enema and all this by this Gerson therapy. I have no more pill now. I don't take any more pill. My high blood pressure is clear. So my BP now measure is 80, 120, for the past 10 months now. So I have not taken any high blood pressure pill from all type of diseases. And coffee enema also have been mentioned in a book of this Harumi Shenya in page 139. Read it. And he mentioned he had been doing coffee enema for the past 30 years, my friend. And this Harumi Shenya, look at 270,000 colon over his lifetime, right? And look what problem we have. What you eat is what you are. And he did that, and he's so healthy. He said his skin is more vibrant than any younger people, and he got a lot of energy because he do coffee enema. And also this First Lady of Chiang Kai-shek, Taiwan First Lady, she been doing coffee enema since the age of 16 until 104. And when she died, her skin fair and vibrant and very pretty. You can see this, and hardly any illness, no sickness at all. Similarly, I've been doing coffee enema for the past 10 months already. I can tell you, you can feel very energetic and healthy. Right? So briefly, I would like to use the biological basis of coffee enema. Coffee is from your mouth, contract blood vessel. But when coffee is put in water and boiled and put from the rectum, from behind, okay, it dilates blood vessel. It opens up your blood vessel and the caffeine go into your liver and stimulate the liver enzyme called glutathione S-transferase, GST in short. It stimulates the enzyme and the liver activity increase to 650%. That means your entire blood goes to your liver cleaning by the liver every 3 minutes, right? So 650% activity increase means instead of go like this, it go in 15 minutes. Every 3 minutes per time, 15 minutes 5 times, but it works like a turbo. It cleans all type of free radicals, remove completely and any inflammation from your bloodstream with this book. And it's very powerful. And you must also later I share with you, that's how you do. You sit beside the toilet bowl and hang the coffee just next to it and give it to your rectum. You cannot go and next room and run the toilet. I got one lady did that to the next room, I had toilet over there, I can tahan. And the next room, in between, they run the toilet, splash all over the floor, you know. Imagine. So it's a risk there. But the most important part of doing administration of coffee enema, you must use Kangen water, clean water to boil the coffee, right? And after boiling the coffee, you do every day is not a problem. But the problem is that caffeine somehow in the book mentioned will get into your body tissue, your system, right? Because it's acidic. But don't worry, if you drink Kangen water 9.5 every day, you detox every day anyway from your body tissue of the acidic from caffeine. So that's how these two go together. But do not boil coffee with Kangen water because you need the acid to perform, to stimulate the liver enzyme. This is a scientist, another sharing with you, and you must know. Suppose some of you might have this. Scientist really come well in this. He won so many awards, and he gives his comments and analysis about alkaline water. When people or doctor whoever say alkaline water is rubbish, I give you two views. One is scientific view by him, another one is medical view. Okay, on Kangen alkaline water or antioxidant water is not rubbish, and he won so many awards. And he said another benefit of drinking alkaline water is that it assists in absorption of mineral. Okay, right? And drinking negative ORP, alkaline water, can combat acidosis. Remember, acidic body lead to cancer tissue, right? And combat, and also can improve absorption of nutrients. So many of the nutrients you take every day, whatever you eat, maybe only 10% absorption, but this one will enhance, become very potent absorption you can gain from whatever you eat, nutrient. And drinking water, alkaline water helps to reduce burden of limited alkaline buffer, which needed for the body naturally detoxification. That's what you eat is what you are. We are eating acidic food, cannot be avoided. But you make any effort to detox it every day after you makan. After you eating your dinner or your lunch, you go back, you drink 1 liter, 2 liter, and detox. Okay? And now I give you a medical view by Dr. Carpenter.
And another aspect of this water that's incredibly important in that aspect or in that part is this water literally goes in and helps the body utilize better the nutrition that you're eating. So if you're being careful with your diet, if you're eating the right foods, especially those alkalizing foods like fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains, legumes, then it's going to make the nutrients in there, all I mean by nutrients is vitamins and minerals and amino acids and essential fatty acids. It's going to make those more bioavailable. They're more utilized by the body. And so just taking the regular amount of vitamins, for example, your regular daily multivitamins, and drinking this water, what will happen is those vitamins, instead of you assimilating maybe 10 or 15% of those, you may get 70 or 80% of those because of this water being in the body. Mm-hmm. And so it's an incredible and powerful way to enhance what we're trying to accomplish.
So that is medical view. I'll give you another amazing view.
Let us see how this type of water affects human blood. The doctor is drawing blood from a patient's finger. Using a special microscope, we shall be able to see the condition of her body from this drop.
These are red blood cells, and they've lost their electrical charge, so they're all stuck together in a formation called a rouleau. Here's a huge symplas. Symplas are associated with heart disease and arthritis and lung disease and many other conditions that could be coming in the future.
The doctor asks the patient to drink a small amount of structurized water. After 12 minutes, the doctor again draws blood from the patient and studies it.
So you can see that the cells then become buoyant, they become slippery, and they have their electrical charge, so they repel each other. That allows them to carry oxygen, and it means that we're changing the pH of the blood back to an aerobic environment rather than an anaerobic environment. I think that's utterly amazing that a water could, that just drinking water could do that.
This is a very powerful video on tangled water, structured water, emphasize on oxygen. You bring oxygen, cancer die in oxygen environment. And this one exactly, 12 minutes you can see the result. Powerful, isn't it? So here's how acidosis cover. Oxygen, anaerobic, without oxygen, you change the anaerobic environment, a lot of oxygen. Now go for testimony. And this is how a quick share with you, alkaline or dye book, and that you must read. This is a book that one of these ladies read in America, 70-year-old, drinking 37.7 liter a gallon a day, every day for 2 months. And he's giving 3 months to live, and his lung cancer completely clear. So lung cancer on the right is very bad on the left. Completely clear just by drinking pure 11.5 by this lady in America through American Anti-Cancer. Because of that, it leads to healing of this patient of mine, lung cancer stage 4, 17th of February this year, Kota Kinabalu. Recommended for chemotherapy, and the report on the left say that confirmed lung cancer stage 4. Doctor write him a letter, oncology said must go for chemo. But because he read this book, so he never give him, say, I want to follow your protocol on this book. So he followed, he discharged from hospital. After 2 months, follow my protocol, 2 months only on 22nd of February, and his cancer is completely clear. No feature of heart problem, lung tumor, pneumonia, or PTB, and also the blood inflammation, cancer patient, the blood is very inflammation. So ESRO reports show that his inflammation of the blood is completely clear, become normal at 10. Right, this is very interesting, and this is the protocol. Later on, I will have a privilege later on to invite my associate ambassador for West Malaysia to share with you on this one. And also another case, ASCI, on July 2004 up to June, another case from that bad. Lung cancer, giving 3 days to live, and I see the doctor, he asked me to help. I come over to help him, and then the doctor said, sorry that everybody is crying by my hospital, and then he said the lung 2 weeks are congested with all the cancer, cannot breathe, practically in the coma. And then he asked me to see him, then I just said that, you just drink 11.5 pure. Guess what happened? 3 days later, the wife was laughing and joking, he can eat noodle, everything, and he's discharged from hospital. Power of 11.5. This is a new discovery by American Anti-Cancer. Right. Powerful, And also the latest case on diabetes with complication. That all this you can read later on our ASCI website. This is very, very powerful. 20 years of diabetes reversed in 4 days. Okay, by taking in this article, you can actually read a bit more in the website or get the person who give it to you. And it's published in the American Anti-Cancer, right? And he has been taking tangled water and maintain not going into dialysis, and 20 years, very bad. Nearly got his leg cut off, right? And then after he met me, then I just asked him to take relief, what I learned from the chapter 7. Why don't you take relief, the best worst supplement, with the Nurasin? And after he took him for 4 days, and he called me back, hey John, I was in Singapore buying Lunasin, because Singapore, Malaysia cannot buy Lunasin. He said, give me 12 bottle of Lunasin and 12 bottle of now. I said, why? Oh yeah, amazing, your product, for 4 days, I encountered miracle healing. I said, what is it? He said, no, cannot talk, I only can talk to my wife. Then I said, I need to talk to my wife, what is that? How come, the lady is 50 years old, right? Can only talk to my wife. And after he came back, he shared with me, he said that amazing healing. He said that his he was really passing urine, all the white and protein all coming out, cannot hold because of kidney problem, right? Going to dialysis soon, right? And then it affected the lower part of her body, that is because the urine, all the protein sweep, attract fungus and to the lower part, and become very itchy and stretch all the time, become bleeding for 3 years, you know. So after taking the Lunacin and relief in Kangen water this time, the absorption so fast, no more itchy within 4 days. Plus another thing, the backside a lot, really too muscle, when you sit down for half an hour, very painful, right? And the muscle came out within 4 days. You can sit down for 8 hours without any problem now, after 4 days. And also on top, her bottom, her vagina, actually vagina two sides is already covered with skin. No flesh at all because the body is not repairing like a protein, because DNA consists of protein.